If you order your 2017 Ford Super Duty with the trailer camera and tire pressure monitoring system, it may come in a box separate from your truck to the Ford dealership like mine did here, or if you buy this accessory after the fact, it would come in a box similar to this, and what the box contains may be of interest as well as how this is all set up. So the first thing you get is actually a instruction manual that talks about how to install the connector on your bumper, and also how to install the tire pressure monitors and how to install the camera on your trailer. And then as far as physical components, it comes with 4 of the tire pressure monitors that actually install on your wheels. It comes with the tire pressure monitor sensor module that takes in the signals from these. It comes with a bracket that you would actually install in the back of your trailer, and then the camera installs in that and can be pivoted to different angles. And this is the mounting hardware to install this bracket. Then you also get a 7 to 4 pin adapter, because your bumper trailer connector will no longer have the 7 pin over 4 pin connector. It'll have a new 7 pin over 12 pin connector that I'll show you in a minute. Then the wiring that makes this all work on the truck side is actually included in the truck, and I'll get to that in a second. But what you have is this relatively short cable that allows you to have this connector go up to the bumper of your truck, and then you run it along, say, the tongue of the trailer or up your gooseneck or fifth wheel, and the other end of it has this connector, which then this cap comes off, and this will extend with a second wire I'm about to show you to the back of your trailer for the camera, and this connector actually hooks up over to the trailer tire pressure monitor module to receive the signals. Then, because you might have a trailer that's 20, 30, 40 feet long, they include this much longer cable, and this end of the cable actually connects into this connector that would be on, say, your trailer tongue. These go together, and then that would feed back to the truck this way. The other end of this really long cable is this smaller connector, and this smaller connector actually plugs in right here on your camera. Another thing that's included is a number of nice zip ties that you can use to actually connect all this wiring to your trailer and hopefully keep the attachment clean. I've seen the wiring in some Ford videos go up over the top of the trailer. I think I'll actually run it underneath the trailer and then come up the back of the trailer for the camera. Another nice touch that Ford has is this bracket that they suggest you mount with zip ties through these holes onto your trailer. And the idea behind this is that when you're not using this connector over here on the truck, you would actually install that connector into here to keep the end of that connector nice and clean. Something like this would actually be great to be able to keep the 7-pin connector on every trailer clean when it's not in use as well. So nice touch by Ford adding that functionality. So you might be asking, how does all this actually wire into the truck itself? So normally Super Duties come with this 7-pin over 4-pin connector right on the bumper of the truck, and in a moment I'll show you how this gets replaced with a new connector that has 7-pin over the new 12-pin connector. So when my truck was delivered, the connector on the left was what was installed, and then what the Ford dealer did was actually disconnect the 7-pin connector going back into the truck from this upper section here, and the 12-pin is just, the 7-pin original connector is just, connected into these pins internally to this plug. Then once you disconnect the piece from behind the bumper, you can actually push these clips together and the whole piece pulls out. Then what the dealer does is they actually put this new connector, which is a 7-pin connector over a 12-pin connector, and this is what actually allows you to install this new 12-pin wire, and it's a very nice connection because once you connect this in, the cap that was covering this over actually connects into a little piece of plastic on this and makes it so you can't back this out. It's a much more positive and secure connection even than the typical way that you connect into a 7-pin connector and then have this little piece to keep the connector from backing out. So good invention by Ford, the way they've designed this new 12-pin connector, which will then, you know, run up the tongue of your trailer and eventually go to the camera in the back, as well as the tire pressure monitor I mentioned here. So then the next step, once you've got this mechanically clicked into the back of the truck, is you reconnect the 7-pin connector that was on here. You just connect it right to the back side of here. But the interesting thing is, well, how do you get the 12-pin wire to connect to here? And it turns out that all of the Super Duties have the 12-pin connector, but it's actually kind of tucked up and hidden above the spare tire. And at first, my dealer couldn't find that, and they tried connecting the tailgate. Has a wire that goes into the harness. They tried connecting that to the back side of this 12-pin, but that didn't work. And then they talked with Ford, and Ford explained that no, the connector they want is actually kind of hidden up under the spare tire. I don't know that I'll be able to show that to you without taking the spare tire down, but it's pretty simple. There's just a connector above the spare tire, and that clicks into the back side of here. As soon as you do that, all the connections are hot here, and your tailgate still works just fine. The light function on the back of it, the camera function, and the fact that it you know, locks and can electrically open. So in the next segment here, I'll show you inside the truck what the rear trailer camera looks like when you enable that on your dash. Now that the camera is hooked up in the back and the wiring is done to the truck bumper, I want to show you what this looks like from the inside. So one thing to note is that even when you're driving forward slowly or you're in park, you can get to the front-facing camera by pressing this button here, and then you can also change the view to, say, 120-degree view, change it back to a full view with, like, say, a 90-degree range, and you can actually go back to the, you know, forward-facing camera plus the 360-degree view. So then when you put the truck into reverse, what you get here is a rear-facing view, and you can actually kind of see the wiring that I have back there. I haven't hooked this up to my real trailer yet. I just have the camera on the bed of my truck. So let me zoom back out. But you get the rear-facing camera in the 360-degree view. Again, you can zoom in. You can change to the 120-degree right-angle camera. You can look at the in-bed camera, so if you're doing gooseneck or fifth wheel towing, you can get that connected up. You can see my box there, and then what we just added is if you hook up the auxiliary camera with the trailer camera and TPMS system, you actually get a camera you can mount on the back of your trailer. For example, there's my enclosed trailer, and the camera is just sitting on the bumper, so you can actually see that while you're in the truck, or you can even go to this view that lets you see around the sides of your truck and trailer. It uses the side camera mirrors for that. So, but the important view for this camera system is this auxiliary view here that lets you see out the back of your trailer as you're backing up, and it's a very nice safety addition to Ford's new 360-degree camera system. Thank you.